So you're losing your mind when losing trades or as a losing trader. How do you fix this? How do you remain positive and kind of switch your mindset from being a losing trader, somebody that goes into trades expecting every single one to lose, or going through your testing and just seeing losing results and no profitable results? How do you switch this? Well, very, very simple in my opinion. A few different steps you can take to become a better trader. And as we know, if you go into trading with a bad mindset, your results will most likely be bad too. So you don't want that. And there's obviously easy ways to fix this, which I'm going to talk about. I've obviously been a losing trader before. I didn't just come into trading and immediately was profitable. That is not how it actually went. So it does mean I have experience in being a losing trader, and having a mentorship group. I have experience with seeing other losing traders in the current markets. And I feel like I pick up on a lot of things and actually learn from other traders too. The beauty is, if you can learn from people who have made mistakes that you haven't made yet, then it saves you from making those mistakes. And that is actually the first point I'm going to make in this video. Learn from others rather than losing yourself. And when I say learn from others, this could be done through a course or a mentorship, or it could be having a trading partner. And this is kind of a good way to go about it if you do it the right way. The wrong way would be comparing yourself to them, trying to get in trades just because they're in trades, and obviously vice versa, and basically making it a competition. Competition is obviously good in life, but in trading, it is a solo game. But if you have someone else to hold you accountable, you share your mistakes with each other, and mistakes that they've made that you might not have made, you can advise each other on those mistakes, because there's going to be mistakes that you've made that they haven't made, and also the other way around. So this can be a quick and easy way to learn things and basically eliminate mistakes that you could potentially make in the future. If they say to you, oh, I was scrolling through Twitter and I saw people entering trades and I wanted to get into a trade, so I got into one and it lost. Again, what you could do is just not scroll Twitter if you're looking at the markets. Very simple fix, but maybe you wouldn't have thought of that if they didn't say it. A very, very easy way to fix your mindset from being that losing trader was having someone beside you telling you not to make mistakes that they've made. And once again, if you can save yourself making mistakes that would cost you money, you are then kind of advancing yourself towards profitability without having that extra step down to losing more money, if that does make sense. And this brings us on to our next point. And again, a very, very simple one I preach about a lot. And this is to think long-term view. An easy way to explain this is, imagine I was trading early 2020 or late 2019 and I wanted to get rich quick, but 3 months in, I wasn't rich, or I was basically judging my whole trading experience off of those first 3 months. Would I be in the position that I'm in now if I did do that and I didn't think long term? Most likely not. But what I did was I saw the long-term vision. I was told from the very start of my trading is long term. It's just like investing. I basically looked at my trading like investing, that over the next 10, 20 years, if I'm profitable, doing well, then that is very, very good. Not to just be profitable this year or this month or this week. That doesn't really matter. As long as I'm increasing my profitability long term, that's all that really matters. Like now, I'm always aiming to improve on the trades I'm taking, win more, win bigger, lose less, and lose smaller. That's always what I'm trying to focus on. You're not going to go into the markets your first year, your first 2 years, and have a perfect strategy. It just isn't likely to happen. It can happen to some people. You can stumble across some people that just go in and just are profitable straight away, but it isn't likely and you shouldn't expect it. So thinking long term is a great way to actually think about it. Just imagine your trading is an investment account. If you buy a stock now, or you buy an index fund, and over the next 6 months it's down 5%, would you hold? Most likely. Would you close? No. You're not going to panic sell over a 5% drawdown. Whereas if that's your trading, you're going to be like, oh, 6 months in, I haven't made any money. I've actually lost money. But yeah, but if you're going in the right direction, educational side of it, and also the mental side of it too, then you can get to that point where no matter what you've had drawdown wise in the past, you can get out of it and make even more added on to that. And one thing that helps a lot of traders who are struggling with losing is just risking less. And when I say risking less, I literally mean if you're risking 2% of your account, cut that down to 0.5% risk or 0.25% risk. Most traders get emotional in the markets when they're losing because they're risking way too much. If you want to remove that emotion and just focus on the setups, just focus on improving yourself and getting that winner mindset, just risk less. It therefore means that you're not really going to make stupid decisions because there's not a lot of money on the line. If you're used to risking £100 per trade, now you're only risking £25 per trade. Obviously, you're going to say, oh, well, it'd be harder to get out of drawdown, I'll make less money. But short term, that's not really the goal. The goal for you is to develop yourself as a trader and develop a winning system and a winning mindset towards the markets. If you're not able to do that with £100, you're not going to be able to do that with £1,000. So cut the lot size down. It will limit the losses you're actually taking and therefore help you grow as a trader. Usually mistakes are made because of large capital, over risking, over leveraging. And even if you have a perfect plan, having that large capital, the large losses and wins, it can affect you as a trader. So going in with a small risk that doesn't really affect your mindset. Obviously, it will affect it because you're still seeing a loss, you're still seeing a win and money going up and down in your account. But it's going to be less affecting your mindset compared to a larger amount of losses or wins on the account. And when I've been struggling in the past, I would always risk down, lower my risk, and then it just makes it more bearable. And as you guys know watching this video, being in a 5% drawdown compared to a 20% drawdown, it's a lot easier to handle. You're still going to be able to take every single setup because you're only down 5%. Whereas down 20% is obviously a lot tougher, especially on your mind. And the last point is to backtest and filter your data. The reason I say filter your data is you don't want to be spending all your time trying to salvage a strategy that just doesn't work. If you do your backtesting, let's say 3 to 5 years of data, and the strategy is not working for you, it's negative, and there's not really any sign of hope, but you've seen someone else using that strategy, so you think it is the only one to use, and if you don't use this one strategy, you can't replicate their results. Do not think like this. You need to think that something might work for someone else, but it might not work for you. If it was that simple, and obviously, let's say I gave you a blueprint of my strategy, every single person would be able to nail it and make profit. But that isn't the case. All the information is out there. You just need to work on it by yourself and filter down what works for you. You might trade better in London session. You might trade better on the higher time frame. You might trade better on certain pairs. Although it is the exact same strategy, these certain filters that you can actually input will help you massively. I trade better on a 15-minute time frame than I do on the hour time frame or the 4-hour time frame. Even though I'm trading the exact same strategy, the amount of time I'm in the trades, the time I have to be on the charts, the pip size, everything just works best for me. And I only would know this if I filtered down. Whereas let's say I was only trading on the 4-hour time frame and obviously I was profitable in my data, then I have to wait hours and hours and hours, if not days, for a setup. Then that setup can go and lose. You're more likely, or I would be more likely based on what I've seen previously, to overtrade. To start trading on the lower time frames just so I can be in trades. That is a normal reaction to actually have. Whereas if I'm trading on the lower time frames, I'm happy basically. It's probably an easy way to put it, but I only know that because I filtered through data. I know that I trade better on the lower time frames, so I'm going to only trade the lower time frames. Very, very simple. But you'd only know that if you go through your data and see what's working for you as a trader, not someone else, not me, not some random guy on YouTube. You as a trader, what works best for you is what you should focus on. And if a strategy is losing, don't just keep trading it just because you have hope that it's going to start winning. That doesn't usually happen for a strategy. It doesn't usually happen as a trader if you're not developing a new strategy or a strategy that actually has potential. Just something to keep an eye out for when you are trading. So if you are struggling still or a losing trader, check out my mentorship down below and just browse on my channel as well. Lots of free videos, hundreds of videos where I give tips for traders. If you did enjoy, like the video. I'll catch you guys next time.